Welcome to the Heart of a Viking. This channel offers elementary art lessons taught by Mrs. Minto from the Cape Henlopen School District in Delaware. I look forward to virtually creating with you. There are new lessons posted weekly. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss a single one. So go grab your art supplies and your thinking caps and let's begin. Welcome back, artists! So for our next couple of projects together, we are going to be experimenting with different kinds of landscapes that you might find here in America. So we live in Delaware, and in Delaware the land is pretty flat, but we do have oceans and lots of waterways nearby. So for this project, we're going to be focusing on some other landscapes that we don't get to experience here in Delaware. The first one is a desert. Definitely don't have any of those here. Now, this desert is unique, the photograph that we're looking at here, because the desert that we're looking at is actually in silhouette. That's a great art word to know. A silhouette happens when the sun is either setting or rising, so early in the morning or late in the evening, and the sun is being blocked by the earth, which makes the front of different objects look black, all of them. So we know that these cactuses are supposed to be green, but the sun is being blocked by the earth and it's not allowing the sunlight to hit the front of it, so it makes it look like it's in shadow. It looks all black to us. Even the grass and the fence that are in this picture, everything looks black because the sun isn't able to reach around to the front. And that happens for any object during the sunrise and sunset. So for our project, we're going to be making our own desert landscape that's in silhouette. I am super excited because we're going to be using real sand for this project. So stick with me and we're going to begin right now. So let's start with the horizon line. All good landscapes start with a horizon line. Next, I'm going to be painting the sky. I'm not drawing anything else, I'm just painting from this point forward. I'll start with the sun. I'm going to go with a sunset sort of look for my sky, so I'm starting with my bright yellow sun here at the bottom. Next, I'm going to use mostly the warm colors, and I'm going to do a blending technique, meaning that I'm going to be putting lots of water so that I can blend the colors together. Instead of making it just so that there's like stripes of color, I just want it to be blended together. Alright, so here I go, using the warm colors mostly, maybe a little purple and blue later, but warm colors mostly to create a sunset. Okay, so once this painting is completely finished, you're going to set it aside to dry. But once it's dry, go ahead and bring it back in front of you so that we can begin the sand portion. Alright, so to begin our sand portion, we need a stronger glue than a glue stick. So I'm going to be using this Elmer's School glue. This will be perfect. I'm going to go ahead and open it up and squeeze more glue than I normally use. Like normally I use just the bare minimum of glue. It looks like mine is clogged here a little bit. There we go, that's better. So I am using glue and squeezing on kind of, a bigger portion than I normally use. Now I'm scribbling all around, and then I'm going to do something really weird. I'm going to use my finger to smush the glue, kind of like I'm finger painting. So just one finger, and you're going to rub the glue all around. Now you don't want to rub it so much that it starts to dry though. So you want to rub it just the right amount so that it stays wet, but then it becomes a little bit more smooth. Again, almost like you're finger painting. And then as soon as you are done, you're going to rub your fingers together, again, because you don't want the glue on the paper to dry. Rub your fingers together to get the dried glue to flake off, and then get your sand and sprinkle it on, like you're sprinkling salt and pepper on a recipe that you just made. Alright, so grab that sand and sprinkle it on. All right, so it looks like I didn't give myself quite enough sand, so I need a little bit more in some places. So I'm gonna go ahead and shake the sand off onto my piece of newspaper. Yeah, see how there's still some white places? We're gonna fill those in. So I'm gonna place this on my desk now, or on my table, to sit for a second. And then I'm going to go ahead and pick up my piece of newspaper and let the sand fall back into my little cup. Then I'll use my glue a second time, filling in those white spaces. It's okay to have some white spaces, but I'm going to try and fill in a bunch of them. I just won't use my finger this time to sort of rub them around. And then as soon as I'm done, I'll sprinkle sand onto the new glue that I'm adding here in these extra spaces. And of course, I'll keep doing that until I'm satisfied with how many of the white spaces I have filled in. All right, so that is all for today. This is way too wet for us to begin the next step. So we're gonna go ahead and put this aside, let it completely dry, and then I'll see you back here next time at the Heart of a Viking for part 2 of our desert landscape.